Hi, I'm Sam, your inner voice and self-trust coach for women who refuse to choose between career success and being fully present with their kids. This is Journal Entries, where we break free from self-sabotage, reconnect with our inner wisdom, and live truly fulfilled lives in both of our roles. Let's dive in. Hello. Welcome back to this week's journal entry. Today, we are journaling through how to set boundaries without feeling guilty. I hear this from women, especially women when I attend these networking events all of the time. They know that they should be setting boundaries. They quote unquote should be setting boundaries, but they either don't know how, they don't know what boundaries to set, or they do know exactly what boundaries they want to set, but they feel bad. They feel guilt when even thinking about holding somebody else accountable to these boundaries that they want to set. So that's what we're tapping into today. If you are in a place where you want to type this out in a Google Doc or you have your beautiful journal, feel free. But if you are driving or busy with your kiddos or, doing dishes, then feel free to just think along with the music that plays in the background. Okay, so let's dive in. Prompt number 1. Think of a recent situation where you wanted to say no but said yes instead, or where you ignored yourself or your desire because you were afraid of disappointing someone. Once you've got that thought, what were you afraid the other person would think, feel, or do if you had actually said no or done the thing that you wanted to do? What was that fear? Prompt number 2. If you stopped feeling fear, guilt, or worry for having needs and boundaries, what boundaries would you have set, or what needs would you demand to be met? As for my last prompt, I'm going to share an analogy with you first and then end with a self-reflection prompt. So the analogy that I want to share is when you're walking across the street and it is a crosswalk. So you have the right of way, but a car is approaching. Most women will do this quote unquote polite jog. She'll pick up her pace instead of taking her time. And if you didn't jog and pick up your pace and get across the street faster for this car to pass, you would almost kind of feel like a jerk. You'd feel like you are being a bad person for making this car wait, even though you have the right of way in this crosswalk. You might think, they took the time to stop for me. The least I could do is hurry up for them. We do this because it makes us feel like a good person. And again, when we don't do that, we feel like a bad person. So my question for you, do you think that you use guilt as a way to prove that you are a good person? Or another way to think about this, has feeling guilty about your needs been your way of staying safe from conflict and rejection, or even from greater success? That guilt keeps you feeling safe and good and not like a bad person potentially pursuing more for herself or taking up space. How is this landing with you? Amazing job. I'm so curious to hear what came up for you. Feel free to email me, hello@samantha-says.com, or send me a message over on Instagram or Facebook to tell me what comes up. I'm curious if you're realizing that your guilt isn't actually about being considerate. It's a protective mechanism that you might be using to avoid this deeper fear of being rejected for actually having needs, which we all have needs, but over time we've been taught, especially as women, that it's not nice or fair or like we're not worthy of having those needs met. And sometimes we use guilt as evidence of our goodness, when really this guilt is keeping us from authentic relationships where our needs matter too. And your boundary struggles aren't actually about not knowing when to say no or how to say no. They're an unconscious belief that your worth depends on other people and managing their comfort. When we learn to speak up and demand our needs and set these boundaries and know that that is actually a form of self-love and a way to express love to those around us, that actually forms deeper connections. That's how others know how to love us. When we are doormats and just feel guilty for everything, nobody knows the real us. Nobody knows what we need. Nobody knows how to make us happy because we're just saying yes to everyone and everything. People respect us more when we speak up and when we take the time to understand what is it that we want. That's what strengthens relationships. Once again, this is a deep journal entry, so I'm proud of you for going there. If a lot came up for you, or maybe just the start of a lot, the start of like, oh my gosh, ooh, that was an interesting thought. This is an interesting thought. Download my free Calm Mind Blueprint. It's designed to help you take a thought or a situation or a big emotion or something heavy and question it, build even more awareness around it, find out what it means for you, why it feels so heavy for you, or why it is like pulling on those heartstrings or your stomach a little bit, and then create this curiosity and clarity around what it is that you actually want, and then steps to actually get it, all in just 2 to 5 minutes a day. It is amazing and free. So I'll share the link for that in the show notes. Or if you're in a space to type it out, it's www.samanthapenkoff.com/calm-mind-pod. And it also comes with a private podcast with just 5 episodes where I'm just kind of in your ear giving you voice guidance for each of the 5 prompts that I'm guiding you through. So that's a nice little feature that I think you'll have a lot of fun with. All right. Thank you guys for journaling with me today, and I will see you next week. Thanks for joining me for today's journal entry. If something resonated with you, I'd love to know about it. Screenshot this episode, share it on social media, and tag me at samantha.s.says. Or even leave a review, which will help more women find this podcast to create more fulfillment in their career and as a mom. And hey, if you're thinking, I wish I could get more of this, I've got you covered. Click on the link in the show notes, which I customize each week based on what we're talking about. And I always include the link to the Calm Mind Blueprint, which are my 5 journal prompts to go from overwhelm to inner peace in 2 to 10 minutes a day. Subscribe so that you catch my Thursday 5-minute journal with me episodes and next week's full episode where we will continue this journey together. I'll see you then.